Welcome to another episode, everyone. Wack100 is under heavy attack by this individual Moose. He is unafraid of Wack100. This individual Moose calls out Adam22 and tells Adam22, well, you have all this to say about Poetic Flacco and why you fired him. How come you don't have this same energy for Wack100? Calls out Adam22 to his face. Check this out.
Oh, we have a dude in the group chat who is realistically seemingly causing all of these problems, but then he's not actually like doing anything for the business. And granted, we're cool with him, we're friends with him, but it just felt like it was having a negative effect, a chilling effect, if you will.
Why don't you have...
And he's talking about Poetic Flacco right there. So now this dude's about to ask him this here.
that same stance with the other older fella that you pod with? You know, he pretty much goes at every single host. I feel like kind of devalues a platform by you're saying these are our new hosts we trying to build up. And then you have this other guy who's a big dog, has a voice in this platform that matters to a lot of fans. And he's constantly tearing down, you know, host after host up here. And you've never reined him in. It's like you're USA, he's Israel, and you're just allowing him to
most
genocide.
important thing.
Wow. So that's Moose right there. He's standing up to Adam. One of the first times, if not the first time, I've seen this on this show. He's not glazing Adam, kissing up to Adam. He's giving it to him straight. How come you don't have this same energy, he asks Adam, for this individual here, Wack100, who devalues the show and goes at everyone on the show. You just gave this whole soliloquy about Poetic Flacco and how come you fired him because he wasn't adding anything to the show, but more than anything, he was causing hostility there in the workplace, was Poetic Flacco, getting into it with individuals that worked there at No Jumper. So this was the biggest part of your reasoning for getting rid of him. So he asked a question. Well, if that's your reasoning for getting rid of Poetic Flacco, then how come you haven't at least reined in Wack100, who's doing the same thing, who's creating a hostile environment? He calls Adam out to his face, unlike any other individual that I see there at No Jumper, who lets Adam just go on and on about whatever he wants to go on and on about, and they don't rein him in or call him out, particularly not to his face. This individual here just did, and asked the question. Let's see how Adam tries to wiggle out of it.
He is someone who's consistently on the podcast, the channel, helping create content, so that's way different than Flacco. That being said, bro, I'm trying to get you back cool with this person, and now it feels like you're like kind of just deepening the whole.
Like, do I have to like keep my mouth shut on honest criticisms of him to be cool with them? Then I don't want to be cool with them.
But maybe we could like get you cool with him, and then you could kind of like unleash some of these criticisms on the podcast from the place of being cool with him.
It just lined up with the Flacco thing you were just saying, so that's why I asked. We don't got to talk about Wack a bunch, you know what I'm saying?
We always must talk about Wack.
I already got the gag order, so I'm gonna stop, pressing up on the old guy, you know what I'm saying?
And I think ultimately there's a way for you to like communicate what you think about Wack to him without it, while still having like somewhat of a relationship, which I think is valuable. Sure. It's just probably going to have to like start with a show of like, yo, I'm cool with you or whatever. But you guys should definitely get on the podcast together. Although I know what you're thinking, which is like, it's going to be you saying your opinion and then him just yelling over you and calling you a pussy and a bitch or whatever.
Yeah, that's true with me.
Is it going to be a real thing when you see Wack? Like, is that like a real thing?
I don't do no fake up here, dope boy. I just speak my opinion. Everything that I do is real. It's not like I want to kill the dude.
Because he said he was going to slap the shit out of you and he put it on Pyro.
I mean, that little 5'5" little fat dude could say whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't turn nothing down, my boy.
Hey, honestly, bro, I don't think nothing wrong with giving critique on somebody podding.
Yeah, because I'm never disrespectful. Yeah,
you never called him out.
If I was disrespectful, then I would understand he want all that smoke. But when I'm being reasonable and I feel like you're being unreasonable, I got to stand on my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because
can you pod with him?
Yeah, of course. I could pod with anybody. I could pod with a neo-Nazi. I could pod with anybody because I could challenge them and I feel like I get my off it. I'll sit down with anybody and I don't got to fight no one. That's not my whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
I agree that you're a great communicator.
I appreciate that. For sure. I fool with Munchie.
That's going to be a crazy episode when we get them in the same room.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think's going to happen, Adam?
I'm not the one calling people yelling at him. You know what I'm saying? That's not me.
I already told Moose, I'm like, I'm going to bring y'all together and he's not going to do anything because I'm going to tell him not to.
That's not my whole thing.
Man, let me ask you a question.
On a violent level, I mean.
Do this door lock?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Why?
Well, how Wack goons stay out there while they pod, and if it go back, because this not a little bitty guy.
Moose.
So I don't
ain't
know
no
why.
little nigga.
Well, why people think he's just a walk in the park?
You think he can knock?
And
Wack
even
out?
for the what they cost. You said what?
You think he can knock Wack out?
Here we go.
No, I think anything is possible.
And I think
anything is possible.
And he not a little bitty dude. You not.
And he not scary. And he from Sacramento.
Yeah, just because he's a person square don't make him scary. And then
Absolutely.
even like for the not the tuners but the squares. Man, they be working out. Ricky be running along the beach and shit. I don't know what people
He got
he
power
does.
behind them.
He plays soccer and shit.
Like he got stamina
Well,
running up and
socks
down the
up
soccer
now.
board. I mean, soccer field. You don't stop running. I mean, I just don't underestimate people, bro. I don't know why niggas think because they from a gang, you got an automatic W.
Yeah, and I don't think Wack's even on that, but that's his whole thing. That's his whole content is kind of turning up on people and yelling at people and stuff. So I get it.
He definitely on that. Like, and for y'all to be cool, just tell him go to the back and get a squabble real fast. Tell everybody else to stand down and let y'all get that out the way.
I feel like we don't even have to do that.
I don't think
we can talk it out.
I don't think it had to go to that either. But I just
How Wack said his mama. I'm lost. What did I?
He said he was gonna slap him, and he put it on Pyru.
But none of that shit really means nothing.
Yeah, that's playing the
that
dozens.
I get it, but I'm not a guy that's like, what am I? There's gonna be a ton of people that say that I can't crash out on
you
everybody.
don't never take a 50-year-old that shoot mama joke serious.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
that just showed me that I got him in that exchange. And when you have to resort to that type of stuff, it's like you can't, contend with me intellectually. You got to resort to that. I got you, my boy.
I respect that perspective because you like in that aspect, you a better man than I am.
In elementary, mama jokes will get you hurt.
Yeah,
Get you socked on fast.
Too. Like I just don't.
Now
my whole thing about is that he disrespect everybody to the max, and then he wants you to bow down.
Yeah.
He wants you to
that's
break
the
your
funny
life
part.
story and be cool with him. Bro, we ain't got to do. I mean, that's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to part. That's cool. I don't want you to do that and all that.
You think No Jumper would be better without Wack?
Ooh, that's a poll.
Ooh, that's a powerful question.
That's a poll. Throw it up.
All right, we got the members.
No,
on the
but I
chat.
will say this about Wack. Wack is a really good podcaster. Like outside of everything, that knows how to pod.
He's a good
He knows how
entertainer
to
for
talk.
sure. He's a good
He knows how to bring engagement. So,
Well, why do
I don't know about all that
every
controversy, though.
topic
For
turn
sure.
into a him story?
you said what?
Every topic he covered turned into a story about him.
That's how you got to shape the podcast to kind of dance around that.
Yeah, see, you gotta see y'all be one-on-one, and so because I remember back in the days, me and Suge. Oh, see, you wasn't even there back there. See, you knew, Adam. You knew this.
But that's what I feel
You a
about,
white boy.
I feel about what I feel about Wack is like he's the American dream. Like he survived the
Nightmare
gang banging
dream.
trenches. He really went through and as much as I don't get into
American dream.
No, he is though. Then he went to prison for like 20 years and like he came out.
No,
and
he
he's
went,
a-
I think 7 years.
Nigga,
but he's a millionaire.
I mean, that's cool. Now anybody can make a millionaire. We all trying to.
So
make
that's
a
what I
millionaire.
mean by
We
the
all success
American
stories.
dream. Like,
I just
no.
been here. No, that nigga don't get no extra points. That nigga doing all
Wait.
type of bullshit. That nigga
Are
ain't
you
doing it the
telling
right
me
way.
that?
No,
Are you telling?
That's not the
I'm
American
asking
dream,
you.
bro.
I'm asking you.
I'm telling you, no.
No.
So no, you don't even know what I'm
It
asking.
don't
you.
matter. No.
Okay, so what I'm asking you, Spody, is this went to prison for several years.
Spody is upset every time Doughboy there opens his freaking mouth. He's just irritated with him and done with him from early on. But I mean, again, Moose, clear. I didn't know wack100 had, disrespected his mother and said he was going to slap him and all of this stuff. But so I guess that's what the beef is over. And I'm not sure what he said to cause Wack to say this sort of stuff. But whatever, they have a beef going. But he's not really, going hard on Wack. He said that, what he says on the show he means. But again, I don't know. He stood strong. He called Adam out on not calling out Wack and said that I don't have to be his friend. If I have to say what he wants me to say in order to be his friend, and if I have to, break down who I am or not be who I am, not offer my authentic opinion in order to save face, in order to be his friend, then I don't want to be his friend. I respect that because a lot of these individuals on a lot of these podcasts, they won't stand up and speak their true feelings, especially against someone like Wack or stand up to Adam 22 or what have you. But this individual did, and he has many questions. But okay, Spody Face said that he would squabble Wack or whatever, basically, that Moose is a better man than he is because had wack100 said the things to him and about him that he said about Moose, apparently his position is that he would not have allowed that. I don't know. Don't want to get into a big back and forth about Spody Face or whatever, but Wack has said some things about Spody Face as well. And he was supposed to have squabbled Draco and DC Draco and this other sort of stuff, and it never happened. So it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to do it.
Came out, worked with Suge Knight. He is managing one of the biggest artists in Blueface. That doesn't mean no.
One of the biggest artists. I don't know about.
He's a scam artist, bro.
I love Blueface, but
I don't care about none of that.
Blueface is a big artist.
Hey, the soul of Lush hopped in you for a minute, huh?
No, not at all. But I can respect what he has done. Like he came from like the odds were stacked against him,
The
and
odds
he really
got stacked against all of us, bro. We all got opportunity. Yeah, he's further along than a lot of people. But you know, he been out 50 years. Of course, if I had a 30-year run, they gotta be way more than nigga. Man, bro.
No, he has been out like 30 years.
No, boy.
When the last time he been in prison?
His gangbang career is very short.
Trash.
Okay. Right. So he say
I can't even speak to that.
No. I'm just gonna use the words he say. He say he started banging the year I was born. I was born in '89.
Okay.
Then he went to prison in the early '90s. Did 7 years. He got out, started driving trucks, and never looked back. He didn't really go through shit.
This is what I respect. He has been out of prison for several years.
I commend that.
And he knows.
He went through some stuff. If you went to prison for 7 years, that's going through something, bro. Regardless. If you never go back in all of your life, you still went through something being in prison for 7 years. That's a long time to be sitting in someone's cell. Bottom line. So he did go through some stuff. Don't want to necessarily minimize his achievements. Since he's been home, reportedly he's a millionaire, as they're saying here. So he does have a lot going on. And regardless of, some of the other things that people may say about him, but you can't deny that he has got out and at least made a way for himself or what have you. I don't know. I'm not hating on it, man. I'm trying to get there myself.
Years.
Several years.
Longer than, you know how long is several?
By definition.
What would you say is several? He has been out of jail for a very long time, and he has built an empire. Like, we got to at least give that a little bit of respect. Like, Wack does his stuff.
That's cool, but I think just like the dynamic that Adam's looking for, that Wack fits in that. He tried it with Dame Dash. He needs like the agitator guy to go at Adam's neck, and then he works for that. I've watched almost every Adam and Wack show, and most of the time it's entertaining. Sometimes it's not, but I think Adam needs that. But I think just the going at the host, the inner turmoil stuff, I think Adam could rein him in on that and still have a great show and still build up other hosts and not allow Wack to
I will always
destroy
tell
everybody.
Wack, like, yo, like, we got to build the team, or we're not going to be able to have like a team vibe if you just keep beefing with everybody, and then inevitably someone on the team says something about him, and then that clock gets reset, and then he takes that and he starts just heaping hatred on them, trying to expose them, whatever, which is definitely what he's probably got planned for you.
For sure.
I was just looking at my text with him. He said that the essays down here are not going to be able to save you.
Man,
I see the genius.
They already tapped in with me and said Wack don't dictate nothing with no brown politics.
A lot of the Browns don't like him, bro.
Yeah, he's always talking how bad on Mexicans. He can't say nothing about no Mexicans.
Doughboy seems to be of the opinion that because he's been successful in business, that nobody should be able to criticize him.
That's how he acts too.
No. But Wack is really good at what he does.
We have a fake diaper company, bro.
But to be a street and to come from what he came from, like, he's really good at what he does. Like, let's just talk about potting. It takes a lot to be able to sit next to
I feel
Adam.
like you're having a different conversation.
Yeah, I think it's
because I think everybody in this room could definitely probably agree that like he's pretty
popular
good at podcasting. He can make shit that people care about.
Just like Charleston White is, but we don't respect them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're the same, but I'm just saying people can be popular and successful and not be morally, on point or any of that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what's the difference between Charleston White and Wack? What would you say is the difference?
Wack acts more gangsta. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay.
He portrays more of a gangsta image, but he's the one that was flashing the fake badge. He was the one that was, I mean,
Charleston's character is kind of like, I will just on and hate on like everybody, including people that it's very obvious that I should not, or that almost nobody would.
But I think Wack does that just with the exposing thing. Like, he'll just go at random people and just have this random news about them. It's like, why is Wack involved in this? It's to keep himself in the news cycle, feel like which he's good at, but that's a kind of way to get yourself in the news cycle. I do feel like that about
Wack. I feel like he has like selective politicking. Like,
of course,
if you're his friend,
he does a pod with Adam. He does a pod with Adam every week, and he's telling me not to speak on black politics.
On Gucci, man, the same way you shit on these other snitch that you think is doing that. But I feel like if he's your friend, he won't on you. And that's what I don't like.
My thing about Wack, though, is that he's not so much about like on somebody for snitching. He's about exposing someone for snitching. Once they've been exposed, that's kind of like the end of it for him. He's not really like super interested in just like explaining why that person is no good or whatever. But he does really enjoy bringing these truths to the forefront, which with the Gucci thing, Wack and everybody else, they didn't really have to do anything. Everybody saw it immediately. Oh, Gucci told on Pooh Shiesty. So there wasn't like that much work for him to do from that perspective.
But what he will do is he'll paint Gucci as a businessman, and then you'll paint all these other as this because we all know Gucci Man is your friend.
But he also like it's super transparent that Wack is playing favorites because look at the reaction he had when QCP got exposed for snitching. It was like almost nothing.
But that hurts your credibility when you do stuff like that.
I just want Wack to keep the same energy. If everybody's snitching, to keep it that across the table, but don't because you got certain type of relationship.
He's not gonna keep it the same energy because he a rat himself. What are you talking about?
Based on what?
What are you basing that on?
Man, on a whole lot.
I never knew.
You can't be saying that.
I never knew.
Somebody out for that.
I can say anything I want.
But where's your evidence?
I don't got to prove nothing to nobody.
You're watering the streets down if you won't explain why you're calling him a rat.
The streets already watered down. It's out there for public.
I know, but this is the kind of stuff that waters it down when you call somebody a rat that doesn't have paperwork.
He do it all the time.
So you're admitting that it's wrong. You're not saying that he does wrong shit.
Who did Wack rat on?
The people that's supposed to know that he's a rat. No.
So Wack told on somebody who?
Nobody has proof of this.
You sound crazy.
I mean, I know. It's just.
No, I'm not capping for Wack, but I'm just saying I didn't know that he told on anybody.
It'll be a waste of energy to even go into that. So I just leave that shit alone. I don't.
Me too.
But then Wack also part of his public message is that he thinks the streets are done, and that part of it is that he wants to expose the streets for being.
But when Ricky said that, he said he was going to have one of his sharks come and mark Ricky out and beat his ass and when he said the streets is dead. Wack called up there angry as hell. It was crazy. Or just saying.
And that's a question I got to Spody. Why can't we just renounce the streets? Will you not renounce the streets?
I think Spody does on the regular.
He renounces them a little bit.
He does all kinds of activism.
As far as what?
Like, gang banging was never profitable. You are one of the people that, nigga, you went to prison, you did this, you did all the tough, all of that. These little kids, like, you don't want to tell them because I see that sometimes I feel like you be straddling the fence a little bit.
How? Straddling the fence about what?
Because
I'm the only person on the internet that's saying I don't believe in gang violence.
No,
what are you talking about?
But at the same time, you'll be like, no, I don't believe in that civilian shit. We can't tell on shit.
Jay Main making a kind of mockery out of pushing peace.
He's not.
That's something he playing.
He's going to his ops hood and like shooting content and like public.
Oh. Okay. There you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Moose, anyway, is on wack100, said that he's unafraid of him and that he's just calling out what he sees, that he's creating a hostile work environment. If Adam 22 is going to denigrate Poetic Flacco and fire him for creating this hostile work environment, then how come you're not doing the same thing with Wack100, or at least calling him out? We heard what Adam had to say in response, which was that the difference between Wack100 and Poetic Flacco is that Wack100 brings content to the podcast, or he does a podcast. He brings content to No Jumper. He helps out Poetic Flacco's not even doing podcasts anymore. He's not doing anything. So basically, I let Wack100 get away with whatever and everything because he does help. He helps out No Jumper. He does work for the show that helps us out. So, but dude pretty much stood his ground. Then Doughboy there, as we heard, he wants to give Wack100 his credit for having been out of prison. There's nothing wrong with being out of prison for 50 years. Spody Face said, man, you've been out of prison for 50 years. Give me a 30-year run and I'll be way ahead of him. We don't know this. We don't know how far you would be in 30 years. We don't know if you can make it 30 years, if I can make it 30 years. And all of the pitfalls, with getting there in this society to another 30 years, who knows, all of the ups and downs, it fluctuates where you will be 30 years from now. Perhaps on your journey, you'll be a millionaire and then lose it all and then come back. I mean, who knows? At the end of the day, if he has been out of prison for 30 years, Wack100, that's a good thing. That's a blessing. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're turned down or some sort of sucker. just means that you're intelligent and tired of being locked inside of a jail cell. If you can be out for all of that time and still make millions, then you're doing okay. But of course, you want to do it in a proper way, and you want to maintain your respect in all aspects. Let me know what you think in the comments. This individual, unafraid, said what he had to say. Other individuals there said what they had to say about Wack100 too. You know, that he's keeping up some stuff, and that they did give him credit for being a good podcaster or entertainer or what have you. But apparently him and this individual Moose has some sort of beef. Apparently Wack100 has disrespected his mother and said that he was going to slap him when he saw him. Let me know. Stay safe and stay free, people.